Thought for the day. Without the rain, nothing grows. So, learn to embrace the storms in life. Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being. In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we are taking a look at our preconceived interpretations about situations in our lives and reframing them. Have a listen.
Your mind is a story creator. It automatically creates connections between things, trying to figure out how the world works. And when it doesn't know why something happens, it makes its best guess. But when it makes these guesses, it doesn't feel like a guess, it feels like the truth. And we do this over and over. These assumptions, these stories create our reality. Your unconscious interpretation of situations creates how you consistently feel and act. So stick around, because today we're talking about reframing. How we consistently see problems, how we interpret life, that creates our reality. One of the ways that we can change our life is by opening up some space for new stories. I like to use the 6-pack exercise to do this. I have no idea why it's called the 6-pack exercise. The trainer who taught me this, he was not into beer and he was not into ab workouts. So your guess is as good as mine. But this exercise is all about creating space around our thinking so that we can hopefully choose which set of stories to believe, which set of stories we want to act on. And when we do this, we can change how we feel and we can solve problems in our lives. Let's use an example of someone who's really frustrated with their roommate, right? So she keeps leaving her dishes out. It's selfish, it's dirty, and it's embarrassing when I have guests over, right? This person feels like I get so stressed out and angry about this. Okay, so that's the example we're going to use. Take a look at your interpretations. These are what I'm calling stories, right? The easiest interpretation is, she is so selfish, I'm being mistreated. Or, I'm the clean one, the good roommate, and she's the bad one. All of these thoughts leave you feeling angry. Great, how helpful is that, right? Do these stories give you the power to act? Are they truthful? Does it give you any room to resolve your emotions? The way that I'm thinking about this problem, the story I'm telling myself, she's being awful, I'm innocent, she's ruining my life. This makes me angry, and it gives me no room to act. Now, just for fun, I want you to think of 6 other ways to interpret the actions of this roommate who's not doing her dishes, right? Take a look at your assumptions about why she's doing what she's doing. And just to clarify before we do this, right, these stories, these new ideas, this 6-pack of ideas, they don't have to be helpful, correct, or accurate. You just make something up, right? Here's a few examples of stories. She's doing this out of spite. She's doing it just to bug me. She knows that I don't like it. Here's another one. Maybe I'm just a terrible human being who deserves to be treated badly. Okay, now obviously, right, this is obviously an unhelpful interpretation, but what we're doing right now, we're not judging, we're just exploring alternatives, okay? Maybe she just comes from a different background and doesn't know how to wash dishes, or culturally she's used to her mom doing it and she's not aware that it's up to her. Maybe she's completely overwhelmed. She's struggling with depression, or she can't cope with life and school and a job and a boyfriend, right? Maybe she has no idea that it even bugs me. Maybe I can learn something from this, like how to communicate my expectations or how to serve someone. It literally takes me 5 seconds to put her cereal bowl in the sink. Okay, so there's my 6 stories, my 6-pack, okay? And just to show you that there are so many more ways to interpret a situation, I'm just going to throw out 4 more, right? Maybe her dish system is just different than mine. Maybe she likes to do them at night or first thing in the morning. Maybe she's a space alien from another planet where there was a magical ray that cleaned the dishes automatically. Maybe I'm actually the one being way too uptight about cleanliness. Maybe I'm being rude by demanding that the dishes get done immediately. I'm the one letting rigidity get in the way of nice feelings in the apartment. Maybe she has ADD or a brain injury and has a hard time following through on tasks. right? Now, some of these might seem a little out there, a little bit unrealistic, right? Like the space alien one. That's okay. Just because we think something doesn't mean it's true. But how we consistently think leads to how we feel. So my thought, she's so selfish, leads to me feeling angry. Thinking I deserve to be mistreated left me feeling depressed. Thinking maybe she's completely overwhelmed helped me feel compassion for her. And thinking, what if she doesn't know it bugs me? Gave me a little hope that things could improve if I talked to her. You can choose how you consistently feel by choosing which stories, which interpretation of situations you consistently believe. When we can only see things one way, we are rigid, inflexible, and we often feel powerless to act. When we open ourselves up to different ways of seeing, we can choose which thoughts line up with the values that we want to act on. So here's the technique that therapists use all the time. It's called reframing. Reframing is when a therapist says something like, let's look at this from another perspective.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.